Hidden among the towering pines and purple heather of Surrey, London, lies a course where every step echoes with history, prestige, and unforgettable championship moments. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Bhupendra Singh. Nestled within the beautiful Surrey heathland, less than an hour from central London, Wentworth Club has long been regarded as the home of championship golf in Europe. Beyond its iconic gates lies an estate where sporting tradition, timeless architecture, and natural beauty combine to create one of the world's most distinguished golfing destinations. The story of Wentworth began in 1922 when visionary developer George Tarrant transformed a historic country estate into an exclusive golf club. A few years later, legendary architect Harry Colt designed what would become the West Course, laying out fairways that flowed naturally through towering pines, purple heather, and gently undulating heathland. Since then, Wentworth has welcomed many of golf's greatest champions, from the international match of 1926, widely recognized as the forerunner to the Ryder Cup, to the prestigious BMW PGA Championship. The West Coast has witnessed some of the defining moments in European professional golf. It has long served as the home of the European Tour, now known as the DP World Tour. Yet, Wentworth is much more than a championship venue. Wentworth also holds a special place in my own golfing journey. During one of the BMW PGA Championship, I had the privilege of working with the Wentworth's agronomy team to set up the course that offered me a first-hand experience of the atmosphere of one of Europe's most iconic tournaments. But beyond the trophies and famous names lies another story, the story of a golf course that has become the enduring home of golfing champions. This is the story of Wentworth Golf Club, hole by hole. The Outward Nine introduces the timeless character of English heathland golf. Towering pines, vibrant heather, and gently undulating fairways create a landscape where thoughtful strategy is rewarded at every turn. Here, Harry Colt's design philosophy blends seamlessly with nature, revealing a course that values precision, patience, and intelligent shot making over sheer power. The journey around Wentworth's West Coast begins with a hole that reflects the club's character, welcoming in appearance yet quietly demanding in execution. Framed by towering pines and pockets of purple heather, the opening fairway invites a confident drive, while hinting at the strategic decisions that define Harry Cole's design. As a reachable par 5 for the longest hitters, it offers an early opportunity, but only to those who balance ambition with precision. It is a confident introduction to Wentworth, welcoming in appearance, yet quietly revealing the strategic character that has challenged generations of champions. The second hole is one of the West Coast's most memorable short holes and a fine example of Harry Cole's eye for natural golf architecture. Playing across a gentle valley to a raised green, the hole appears straightforward, yet the challenge lies in its precision. Mature trees frame the target, while well positioned bunkers punish everything less than a committed strike. With little margin for error, club selection and accuracy become far more important than distance. It is an early reminder that at Wentworth, even the shortest holes demand complete concentration. The third is one of the West Coast's earliest and sternest examinations. Climbing steadily uphill, this demanding par 4 places a premium on both length and positioning from the tee before revealing one of the course's deepest and most subtly contoured greens. The elevated approach, guarded by carefully placed bunkers, leaves little room for error and rewards only a well executed second shot. It is a whole that perfectly reflects Harry Cole's philosophy, never overpowering the golfer, but asking thoughtful questions at every stage. Here, a hard earned par always feels like a worthy achievement. The fourth offers the first real opportunity to regain momentum after the demanding opening stretch. Although generous from the tee, the hole steadily unfolds through mature pines and gently rolling heathland, encouraging thoughtful placement rather than sheer power. Reaching the green in two remains an option for the long hitters, but only if the opening shots are perfectly positioned. For everyone else, patience and careful course management provide the safest path. It is a classic risk and reward par 5 that rewards discipline just as much as ambition. The fifth is a beautifully framed par 3, where simplicity is deceptive. Playing to a well guarded green, the challenge lies not in its length but in finding the correct section of the putting surface. Surrounded by mature woodland and protected by carefully placed bunkers, the hole demands a confident strike and precise distance control. Any lapse in accuracy quickly turns a birdie opportunity into a difficult recovery. It is another reminder that the West Coast tests every part of a golfer's game, regardless of the club in hand. The sixth returns to the classic rhythm of the West Coast, where strategic positioning from the tee shapes everything that follows. The fairway gently weaves through the towering pines before leading to an approach that rewards both accuracy and sound judgment. While the hole appears straightforward at first glance, subtle contours and thoughtful bunkering steadily reveals its true character. Harry Colt's design once again favors the golfer who thinks ahead rather than simply hitting as far as possible. It is a composed and elegant par 4 that quietly demands complete attention. The seventh is a classic heathland par 4 where subtlety takes center stage. Framed by mature pines and pockets of heather, the fairway encourages a controlled tee shot that opens the best angle into the green. While not the longest hole on the course, its carefully placed hazards and gently undulating approach rewards accuracy over aggression. Like many of Harry Colt's finest designs, the challenge lies in thoughtful positioning rather than obvious difficulty, making every well played par feel quietly satisfying. The eighth continues the strategic rhythm of the outward nine with another finely balanced par 4. The drive demands both commitment and placement before an approach to a well protected green that blends naturally into the surrounding heathland. Mature trees frame the hole without overwhelming it, creating a sense of isolation despite the club's championship setting. It is a hole where patience and precision work hand in hand, reinforcing the timeless design principles that have defined the West Coast for generations. The outward nine concludes with a strong and demanding par 4 that asks one final question before the turn. A well positioned drive is essential to gain a clear approach, while the subtly defended green leaves little room for error. The whole captures the essence of the West Coast strategic, elegant, and never unnecessarily severe. As golfers walk towards the clubhouse, they leave the opening nine with a clear understanding of why Wentworth has remained one of most respected championship venues for nearly a century. The inward nine is where Wentworth's championship character truly comes to life. Every hole builds towards one of the most celebrated finishing stretches in European golf, where courage, precision, and sound decision making have shaped unforgettable moments in the BMW PGA Championship. The inward nine begins with a striking par 3 that immediately demands renewed concentration. Playing to a beautifully contoured green framed by mature trees, the hole offers little forgiveness for anything less than a precise tee shot. Distance control becomes every bit as important as direction. With subtle slopes, capable of turning a good shot into a demanding two putt. It is a composed yet exacting start to the closing stretch, setting the tone for a back nine where championship golf takes center stage. The 11th is a classic Harry Colt par 4, where strategy quietly outweighs strength. A well placed drive creates the ideal angle into the green, while an approach played from the wrong position quickly exposes the course's subtle defenses. The surrounding heathland, mature pines, and carefully shaped fairway combine to create a whole of understated beauty. Rather than relying on dramatic hazards, it rewards thoughtful decision making and precise execution, continuing the West Coast's tradition of asking golfers to think their way around the course. The 12th presents another welcome scoring opportunity, but only for those prepared to balance ambition with patience. Stretching through the natural folds of the Surrey heathland, the hole invites longer hitters to consider reaching the green in two, while others are rewarded by carefully building the hole one shot at a time. Every stroke requires thoughtful positioning to secure the best approach into the green. It is a graceful par 5 that reflects the timeless character of Wentworth, where intelligent course management is often the surest path to success. The 13th is one of the West Coast's finest par 4s, sweeping gently from right to left through the surrounding heathland. From the tee, the fairway appears generous, yet thoughtful bunkering and the shape of the hole reward careful placement over sheer distance. The green remains well protected, demanding a confident and accurately judged approach. It is a whole that perfectly illustrates Harry Colt's ability to blend strategic design with the natural landscape, making every par here feel genuinely well earned. The 14th offers a brief pause in distance, but not in difficulty. This attractive par 3 demands a precise strike to a subtly contoured green where both distance control and accuracy are essential. Surrounded by mature trees and carefully positioned bunkers, the hole leaves little margin for error, placing complete trust in the golfer's club selection. Elegant in appearance, yet exacting in its challenge, it stands as another reminder that the West Coast never allows concentration to drift. Rated the most difficult hole on the course, the 15th is a true championship test. Its demanding length and thoughtfully placed hazards place immediate pressure on the tee shot, while the approach requires both precision and commitment to reach the well defended green. There is little opportunity to recover from a mistake, making sound strategy just as important as powerful ball striking. As the closing stretch begins, the West Coast reveals its toughest examination, separating confident execution from hopeful ambition. The 16th may be one of the shorter par fours on the West Coast, but it demands complete commitment from the opening tee shot. Accuracy is rewarded far more than length, as thoughtful positioning creates the best angle into a green that offers little forgiveness. Surrounded by the timeless beauty of Surrey's heathland, the whole reflects Harry Cole's philosophy that strategy should always outweigh brute force. With only three holes remaining, he with only three holes remaining, every decision carries greater significance as the championship atmosphere begins to build. The 17th, affectionately known as Burma Road, is one of Wentworth's most iconic holes and among the most celebrated par fives in European golf. Sweeping gently to the left through a corridor of towering pines, it demands both patience and precise positioning before the blind approach over rising grounds. Its name recalls the Second World War when the course was reclaimed after years of wartime occupation, adding another chapter to Wentworth's remarkable history. Equal parts strategic challenge and historic landmark, Burma Road stands as one of the defining moments of the West Coast. The closing hole provides a fitting finale to one of Europe's great championship courses. A strong drive invites the temptation of reaching the green in two. Yet, thoughtful strategy remains the wiser companion as the fairway narrows towards a beautifully protected finishing green. Framed by the iconic clubhouse, generations of unforgettable moments have unfolded here during the BMW PGA Championship, where triumph and heartbreak have often been separated by a single shot. It is a closing hole worthy of Wentworth's remarkable legacy, bringing a memorable journey through the West Coast to an elegant conclusion. Nestled among the ancient pines and heathland of Surrey, Wentworth Club has become far more than a championship venue. For nearly a century, it has welcomed the world's finest golfers while preserving the traditions that define the spirit of European golf. It is a place where history is honored, champions are celebrated, and every round adds another chapter to an enduring legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Bhupendra Singh, and this is the Golfing Circle. I'll see you in the next episode of TGC, where every course is a story.